It's just a random Tuesday, and there's some kid in Minnesota that's like, yo, I fucking love you, dude. Keep going. We're listening. And I might have needed to hear that day. You know, so like those kids don't know that means that much to me, and it does. So like I wasn't really that big with talking, you know, and having such a presence online because I was weird about it. But now that I got a grip over it, it's no problem for me. I love that I can, you know, just hit up a kid randomly and just make their whole year, you know, and just give them some confidence or something. That's using it for good, you know, rather than me posting a picture of some jewelry or some new $1,000 sneakers I bought that doesn't do anybody any good other than being like, damn, I ain't got shit. You know, that's the reality that people realize. And then it's like, well, I need to do what I got to do so I can have what he have. And I don't want people to think like that.
Watching other people, but like their behavior, you felt like the shortcomings of their behavior once they became famous.
Oh yeah, man. I watched everybody around me, you know, and I think, and I kind of use, I want kids to look at me and understand what not to do. You know, when I was dealing with my drug issues back in 2010, 2009, because I had this whole technique where I don't know if I even should get into this. I don't even want to talk about this. These
you don't
kids
have to
fucking run around and talk and do it, you know. But let's just say I got into like, you know, what I would call like, you know, a trifecta, which was, you know, and the marijuana leveled me out in a way where I was able to walk in the streets and talk and seem as though I wasn't on anything. But deep inside, I'm just like, zing, you know, with my face. I'm just like, yeah, that's right. You know, but what it did for me, it completely numbed me. I didn't care about anything, and I was a robot. But also, with being so numb, it allowed me to go out and meet my fans and be out in the street. So in a twisted way, it did a positive thing for me, and that's why I didn't see it as an issue. It was like, damn, today I went walking in Soho with no place to go, and I was just high-fiving fans and shit. Like, it was just the most, you know, amazing experience, something that I never get a chance to feel because I'm just like such a recluse, and I'm just, at that time, was just weirded out when people recognized me and just didn't want to go anywhere. You know? Yeah,
that's an issue with substances that can help you in some ways, but they're ultimately detrimental to your health or your well-being or your ability to keep it together.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. I mean, I abused it. Expensive, man. It was definitely expensive, but you know, I
Did you find, like, while you were doing it every day, like, was there a thing that made you stop? Because that's usually there's like a moment. You got caught,
and then people started to know I did it, and
did you get arrested?
Yeah, and it was like, damn, now everybody knows I do it. This is not cool anymore. Like, it's only cool when no one knows. You know, I didn't let the public make me feel bad about it, though. It was just kind of like, fuck, guess I can't do that no more. And then also my daughter was born. So it was like, you know, it was like two kind of life lessons back to back that I experienced in 2010. And, you know, my daughter's birth and being arrested were those two things, because I think I had already started toning down. I was the king of like something tragic happening or something I felt was tragic or stressful, and then spiraling back into it, just needing any excuse because I'm upset and I'm dealing with something I don't know how to deal. It's just like my way of copping out and avoiding my issues.
Wow.
You know, so it was like a block. It was like maybe a couple months would go by. I'd be in Hawaii, you know, working on some stuff with Kanye around those guys. That was like my time to detox when I would be away. Because, you know, I felt weird about traveling the world and every place I was at, asking people where the drugs was at. So like it was something that I did, you know, at home at a certain time, you know, and which was, you know, I was able to like kind of keep it together and go out and work on my music and be into it. I had a system. It was a weird, sick system I developed, you know, for myself, you know, where, you know, I was able to be cool if I wasn't in New York, but then when I was back in New York, it was on. You know, because it was just like being at home in the apartment alone for hours on end.
Like the arrest made you want to stop because was it because like the feeling like, oh shit, an event has taken place? Like this is obviously a big sign that I'm going down the wrong direction. I'm dealing with the legal system now. I'm getting arrested.
Nah, it was just more like, this is not Scott Mescudi. How in the hell did I let this become Scott Mescudi? How in the fuck do I got people looking at me like I'm not Scott Mescudi? And I know what it was, and I know how to fix that. And I went and made I didn't like how people were looking at me at that moment in time.
So they were looking at you like you're a coke fiend.
Yeah, crazy, cracked out dude. Like everywhere I would go, it was just these looks, and I was just like, man, get off my back. You know what I mean? Like.